actually
Hold on, I'm so sorry. Just try not to step or anything. So just try to figure stuff real correct. Careful.
76 Restoration Movement. Find us at 1776restorationmovement.com. We were part of the People's Convoy originally, and when that disbanded, a group of people that were part of that came to me and said, we're not ready to quit fighting, and said, we want you to lead us. And so we started seeing, the border, the COVID mandates, all this kind of stuff. It all comes from the federal government. If we don't fix the federal government, then the rest of the stuff is going to continue to go on. The problem that I've identified is that we are no longer a constitutional republic. We say that we very much. So we're wanting to actually restore a constitutional republic. What I'm saying by that is that is how we govern ourselves. I held up a pocket constitution that I carry with me. I don't have it with me right now. I've given them all away.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay.
My bad.
Can you turn off your?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I wasn't good.
I'm tired. You're fine.
I didn't feel good with that.
You want to redo the whole thing?
Yeah, let's.
I like that I can use it, but I just, Dave, I was just gonna see if you be filming and if you can just like get a couple shots of them, and then just I don't want to hear. And whenever.
I love that you take the nature into account. I love that.
It's important.
Yeah.
That's how we really plug in and connect to the earth, and it's important. God is within and through all things, the plant, the animal, the mineral kingdoms.
Yeah. Go on. I now that I know the confines, we can work.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the stuff you said. Video, just.
Okay, got it.
Just get different angles quietly. What are we doing? We're filming. We're doing an interview. So.
Don't pay the ransom. I escaped.
Well, we just had AP here, so I got to check everything out.
What's AP?
The news,
Yeah.
Associated Press.
Oh.
Ah.
I don't know who they are.
Associated Press.
Yeah.
Biggest news agencies in the
There's
world.
a ball.
They're not good.
You.
Thank you.
It's a good security guy there.
I don't even know who that is. I'm
He's doing a good job.
That's really good. I don't know a lot.
That's all right.
Hey, you know what?
You can learn.
Being late, I can learn.
That's right.
Okay.
My name's David Rydell. Days on the National Mall. I originally did not get a permit because I believe the Constitution is my permit to protest my government. But they broke me. After about a week, I saw the need for. You want me to start again?
Dave, you can't be chomping around in shoes and stuff. Didn't I say that already once? I give him out.
3,
Poor guy.
2, 1. My name is David Rydell, aka Santa. I'm the leader of the 1776 Restoration Movement. We're here to restore a constitutional republic. Our country no longer is a constitutional republic. When the founding fathers set forth this constitutional republic, the federal government.
Sorry. We're filming over here.
Is this your car?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll wait.
We'll wait for you. We're going to turn them off.
Sorry.
Sorry, babes.
You're all right.
We're only going to get more of that, too, so.
Yeah, they're leaving, yeah.
Oh,
It may not be God's plan, so.
no, it's God's plan. We're sitting here. So.
I was seeing Constitutional Republic like 5 times.
No, but
Still quite a few people here at this event. A bunch. They were trying to get an interview with Santa, so I figured I would film it for him.
Yeah. Here, keep him over here. I'll try him in here. Stay.
founders gave us a republic,
Right.
not a Republican,
Yeah.
a republic.
Yeah. And a republic has the democratic side, but not democracy.
Right, not democracy. That's
Yep.
mob rule.
Yep. And there's a philosophical difference that's very important. People need to delineate between the two. Now, I'm not part of the Great Awakening. My movement just kind of supported it. So
Okay.
make sure you understand that.
Make sure I would bring in the truckers thing too, just quickly, just how you guys started or whatever. Make sure you tell that part of it, like the trucker stuff in here and everything. You don't have to film this whole thing, Dave. You're not filming right now, are you?
No.
Okay. It's all weather, you guys. You see these clouds? These are not normal clouds. You see them early, those
There's some crazy clouds there.
sorry. I don't know. Okay. And you are live.
My name is David Riddell. I'm the leader of the 1776 Restoration Movement, 1776restorationmovement.com. We were part of the People's Convoy originally when it disbanded, and a lot of the people from there came to me and said, we want you to lead us in the movement, so that's when we started ours. Unlike the People's Convoy, we're not just about COVID mandates and stuff like that. We're actually going to the source of the problem, which is a constitutional republic. We are no longer a constitutional republic. Actually, they're wanting us to become a democracy. If the founding fathers had have wanted us to be a democracy, guess what? We'd have been a democracy. But they thoroughly rejected, excuse me, they thoroughly, and a democracy is a democracy focuses on equality. Equality sounds have rights under the law. You have more rights to have. And I make you equal to pull you down my level, pull me down. Mandate equality. It's like more morality. You can't mandate equality. None of us will ever be fully equal, except for in the eyes of the law. Whereas a constitutional republic focuses on individual liberties. Individual liberties is you can be who you want to be. The government can't step in and tell you how to live your life. That is why we need to return to a constitutional republic. A constitutional republic, the federal government was supposed to be very, very small. As a matter of fact, Thomas Jefferson said this about our republic. He said, the true theory of our Constitution is surely the wisest and best, that the states are independent as to everything within themselves and united to everything respecting foreign affairs. Let the general government, or what we call today the federal government, be reduced to commerce, which the merchants will manage the better the more they are left free to manage for themselves. And our general government, or federal government, may be reduced to a very simple organization and a very inexpensive one. A few plain duties to be performed by a few servants. Does that sound like what we have today? All that's crazy, absurd, insane. They have the right to do that. And if I live in that state and I don't like that crazy, insane, absurd law, then I have a right to redress my grievances to that state level, which is easier than redressing grievances to a federal level. And if I can't get those things changed to my satisfaction, I can move to another state that most closely aligns with my belief system. But if the federal government makes that same law, it doesn't just affect one state. It affects all 50 states. Where do I move then? That's our problem today. We've got a federal government that has grown massive in its power and its scope. using federal agencies. I've counted so far 437 main federal agencies that they're using to control the states. I don't have anything wrong with the EPA, but it doesn't need to be a federal agency. It needs to be a state agency, because if the EPA sees a problem in New Jersey, they go fix that problem in New Jersey, but it's the law across all 50 states. It messes up Mississippi. It messes up Utah. Well, if those were state agencies, they could fine tune to that state's problems and fix those problems locally and not affect the rest of the states. The cookie cutter approach to government does not work. Our founding fathers set up there were 13 petri dishes of freedom. Everybody could experiment, and what worked for some wouldn't work for others, and so it became an experiment in freedom. Back a few decades ago, Congress said, we're not going to have speed limits anymore. The federal government comes in and says, you're going to have speed limits. They say, kick Sam, we're not going to have speed limits. So the federal government says, okay, then you don't have money to fix your roads. So that's how the federal government controls different states. For their constituents, for their citizens. When you give rights to any individual group, you immediately trample on the rights of anybody that's not in that group. But if I give everybody individual liberty, it comes down to a personal level. There is no groups. Everybody has the same rights. You can do what you want to do with your life. And you got to remember, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights was not there to restrict you. It was there to restrict the government. It wasn't written for you. It was written for them. That's what we've got to come to understand. These guys are using it, this federal government today, and state governments as well, are using it to control the population. No more. I'm done. I've already went to jail protesting them. I'll go to jail again. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. went to jail 29 times. I've been twice. I got 27 more to go. But here's what's got to happen. We come out to these kinds of rallies, and everybody's all excited, and they're all pumped up. And it's nothing more than a rock concert, because at the end of the day, what are you going to do tomorrow? Are you all excited today, and tomorrow you're going to go home and go back to work today? And stand up and do something about this. And the American stand up. Take your fight to your capital. Take your fight to Washington, D.C. Peacefully. I have. You don't understand. You'll never out-violence the government. They're masters at it. But you can't out-peace them. You can't. They have no idea how to handle peaceful people. It makes them look bad every time they try. So just go to your. I'm not saying I don't use that word as violence. I'm for violence. You have to do it. And we can. I've had people step up to me on the mall in Washington, D.C. and say, you can't do this peacefully. Get away from me. Violence is always the last resort in any conflict. We have the Constitution that gives us the right to do this. Stand up and take that to your state. Take that to the. We're going back to D.C. in September. Congress is in recess right now, so we're all back in September. We're going to go back down and do it again. We're winning. It works. It works. Gandhi, that works. We can win this. We can win this. We're the only nation that's ever fought a war to end slavery. So we have to stand up, take the power back to us. It's our power. It's our government, not theirs. TheMovement.com. Ask for Sam. Is that good?
Yeah, let me get in the shot with you.
Okay.
Wonderful. You think you covered everything? Good with it?
I've got tons of material. I've got tons of material. I've got hours we can talk.
Anything you want to vet him? Dave, you guys should probably talk and.
I want to talk to him. I think he gets me.
I did.
Dave, you want to get in the shot too?
You're going to get cheered.
So people are getting kicked out. I'll have to go check that out here in just a second, everybody.
Little bugs that bite you. The only way to kill them is to scratch the bite. So they actually burrow into your skin. You gotta scratch the bite until it bleeds.
Here and
Oh, they got
Are you
them
still
everywhere.
recording?
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I don't
Yeah,
see
she
any over
is.
here, but usually there is.
Okay,
certain
you
weeks.
explained what you're doing in Washington. Yeah, you explained all of everything, right? That you've been doing it and you're doing it again.
And the website will explain in detail everything.
Can you say, because you added this September, I don't think it's gonna be out by September.
Oh, okay.
So just say one more like thing about come join us. You know, come to go to the website. I'll have it at the bottom screen. Go to the website and join us on our next protest. There will be, something like that.
Yeah, if you want to join us, go to our website, and it'll give you all the information right now, something of that nature. So check us out.
Just in case, and
Makes me look fat.
you're saying that.
Stop.
Yeah, okay. Is that okay?
I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Santa.
Good tone.
The only thing I didn't like that I was worried about was the plane,
Oh, yeah.
but it wasn't that
that's
obnoxious,
that's
so we
ambient.
made it work
Yeah.
with it. Sometimes
Everybody
they're
just got
not that
kicked out.
bad. Sometimes
Everybody just got
they're
kicked
really
out.
bad. What?
Because of this.
Because of what?
No.
Wait,
The
everybody.
Squirrel and JJ.
Oh, we got kicked out because of this.
X-Ray, Mag America, Dom.
I've said, listen,
So you're getting kicked out because of people protesting you?
we have some people that linked up with Antifa.
Some of your people?
No.
No.
Okay.
They hate us. And I have had to sit and listen to protect the protest for about 2 weeks, right in my face. Call me a child molester,
Oh
cult
God.
leader. I honestly, there's no way I have the strength to take that. That has to be God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that is not me.
Not
I
you.
put up with it for over 2 weeks. Yeah, over 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And the cops wouldn't do nothing about it. They come in every once in a while, make me get away from this road. And here they come right back.
Oh
It
God.
has been pure death
Really?
to deal with that. They know who I am. And they know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I'm telling you.
You know what? I was just thinking there, Cam, I'd be so fuck out of here, man.
Okay, please.
Is it okay?
No, we're not talking to Freedom Squirrel. I agree, Gator. They've been doing some serious.
The International Bank is trying to incorporate.
Here in just a second, I'm gonna go up there and talk to people and see what's really going on, get the real story, on all this stuff. People getting kicked out or whatnot. Yeah.